All right, to our local elections now. Your voice, your vote, and Denver's elected officials are celebrating tonight after voters signed off on all of their funding initiatives.
And as a result, the city will spend about $1 billion on upgrades and improvements. And today, the mayor thanked voters for approving the proposals.
We are grateful to the people of Denver. We don't take the decision that they made last night lightly.
The city broke the GO bond into 7 different parts of the ballot. All of them received 2-to-1 support.
So here's what you're getting for your money. $75 million for a new ambulatory care center at Denver Health, $70 million for renovations at almost a dozen public libraries, and $116 million for cultural institutions like the zoo, the Botanic Gardens, and the Denver Art Museum.
Voters also signed off on $16 million for sidewalk improvements, $151 million for parks and rec centers, and $77 million for public safety projects, including a pair of new police stations.
And we're honored that the people of Denver made this investment, and we want to assure them internally that we are doing everything we can to make sure that we are fit for the challenge over the next 10 years.
The biggest chunk of the money, more than $400 million, will go toward transportation.
So how will it impact you in your travels around Denver? Well, Denver 7's Jason Granauer is overlooking Denver right now and has come up with some answers for us. Jason?
Yes, good evening to you. A transportation expert tells me this is a good thing. This is needed. However, he says it's not a one-size-all-fits solution. It's not a silver bullet. There is a piece, however, in that $431 million puzzle that same expert says could catch on and could be that region-wide game changer. Let's start with the biggest chunk of change that voters just approved, $101 million toward repaving streets and fixing sidewalks and gutters in Denver.
For people in Denver, living in Denver, working in Denver, they will benefit from it. There's no question about it. These are things that you have to have. They're needed improvements.
But DU transportation expert Andrew Getz says without billions, with a B in improvements, pump the proverbial brakes.
We shouldn't be expecting miracles in terms of what it's going to do for our transportation picture.
So how would he grade the changes this money could make?
Maybe C to a B. Because it does improve things.
The second most expensive piece of the approved transportation funding is Colfax. $55 million is now earmarked for what's known as bus rapid transit.
The buses will have their own dedicated lane, exactly like a subway system would underground.
The project is in the final assessment stage, like where that lane would actually go, and construction is still years away. But with this funding,
today is much more of a reality. Today it's a reality.
And if it works,
it could be the first one that kind of kick-starts the development of a much larger system, bus rapid transit system, throughout the metro area.
Now, the rest of that $431 million is a result of this ballot question 2A. It goes to a variety of projects, including corridors on Colfax, as well as Federal, Washington, and 56th. It also includes miles of new sidewalk and bike paths or bike lanes. But Mayor Hancock said this morning, Denver, the city and county, they're going to need at least $2 billion with a B, as I mentioned earlier, in order to get all of their transportation infrastructure projects funded over the next decade. Reporting live tonight on The Roof, I'm Jason Granauer, Denver 7.
Thanks, Jason.